Hi, my name is Craig Lloyd and I'm the CEO of the Murrindindi Shire Council. Thanks for tuning in to Council's COVID-19 pandemic update for Friday the 3rd of April. As most of you would have seen from announcements we made earlier on today, there is now a confirmed case, one case of COVID-19 in Murrindindi Shire. We have no further details at this stage, but we are actively seeking advice from the Victorian Government and we don't know whereabouts in the Shire, just to be clear. As we understand it, the state government is not directly informing councils of cases. However, they're updating their database each day, and you can access this information as well on the Department of Health and Human Services website, and there is a link to that on our website. DHHS provides this database to the public based on the residential home address of the person that's been impacted, and you'll be able to look at that report and see the cases as they develop in our Shire. This isn't cause for panic. It was only a matter of time. I think we all knew that before the virus made its way here. It just means it's more important now than ever that we stay home and stick to the space rules. If you can stay home, you must stay home. With the Easter break just around the corner, we do need to stay home, and the Prime Minister said earlier on today that we should all be planning now for Easter holidays this year to be having our holiday at home. This afternoon, the Prime Minister also made a few important announcements. One of these announcements relates to Easter religious services. Now, as we know, churches and places of worship are closed and gatherings in these places are currently banned. But many services have been still running and they've been using streaming for that, so that people are able to continue their religious practices online. The federal government today announced that with Easter services, they're counting religious services as workplaces, and that would allow priests and other people who are formally involved in the running of these services to gather, as long as they abide by the 4 square metre per person rule. So these services will continue to be able to run with online streaming, but only those that are needed to formally conduct the service will be able to do so within the church, and the congregation will not be allowed in. Another announcement was made regarding those who are here in Australia on working holiday visas and who have decided not to return home. These workers are very important to our agricultural industry, and particularly in our region, and opportunities are still available for this work to continue to help support our farmers. However, these people will be required to self-isolate for 14 days before moving to a different part of the state and into regional or rural communities. This is important because this requirement will keep our rural communities safe, but it will also allow farmers and primary producers to continue to operate. On a local front, we're doing everything we can to keep our community safe, and you would have seen over the past 2 weeks, we've put up 8 kilometres of barrier mesh and 9.6 kilometres of barrier tape to close off public spaces, playgrounds, gym equipment and other things across the Shire, all conducted by our outdoor staff. We've also erected the large signs at the side of the road asking day trippers to return home. We've also introduced a number of services that are aimed to help our residents remain at home, such as our Dindi Link support service, our home delivery services directory, which is now available on our website, and our book butler service, which has had over 200 people have books delivered now. And we've had to adapt our services to meet needs, and we'll keep doing that. Today, a number of other closures were made by other agencies, and they included Goulburn Murray Water today, who announced the immediate closure of all lakes, dams and reservoirs. And this does include Lake Eildon and the Pondage, as well as the amenity blocks, boat ramps and playgrounds that they manage. Many other parks and ramps are closing, with details available on the relevant agencies' websites. However, if you're following the stay-at-home rules, unless it's essential, then many of these places are quite irrelevant to all of us, unfortunately, right now. I've also been receiving questions about the collection of firewood, and the collection of firewood is currently being treated as an essential service. And that's because so many of our community rely on wood for heating and in some cases cooking. But remember, all normal permit conditions do still apply. Again, if you're isolating and you're in a high-risk group and you're unable to have someone assist you, please give us a call. We appreciate all your feedback and messages. It really means a lot to us, and I've been making sure I'm passing those on to our frontline staff and all of our staff that are working so hard. Our Shire is a fantastic place to live, and our community spirit is still alive, although everyone is largely at home. So let's keep that going. That's it from me today. Please have a safe and relaxing weekend at home. And don't forget, you can tune in tomorrow morning, Saturday, at 8:30 on UGFM for more updates. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Stay home.